Okay, it's 6 o'clock. This is the March 2026 Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, and our meeting is now in order. First order of business is we have to do a public service announcement. It's recording.
Yeah, he's going to play it.
Okay. There it is. Locked. Yeah.
It's okay. We're good. We'll just move on.
Okay, I'm gonna, since the recording apparently isn't gonna work, in case of an emergency, the closest way to get out of the building is gonna be through the doors, down the stairs, and when you get to the bottom of the stairs, turn left and go out the front door of the courthouse. I think that's pretty simple, and everybody probably knows. All right.
You do have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum. I need, will you call the roll, please?
Joe Everett,
Here.
Bruce Damrow.
Here.
Stan Hedrick. Brian King. Larry Chesney. We have 3, and that does make a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All right, next on our agenda is approval of minutes from, January of 2026. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Second. We have a motion and a second, minutes approved.
And the motion passes.
All right. Okay, we have no variance requests, no special exceptions. Next, the only item we have on our agenda tonight is an appeal by James Lowe at 2502 Montvale Road in Maryville. Mr. Chair, Cameron, would you give us a little brief on this?
So this appeal is an appeal of the decision to deny a building permit. Construction had started on an addition onto the home. I attached some pictures so you can see what was built. Our building department was notified that construction had started without a permit, so one of our building inspectors issued a stop work order. Mr. Lowe then applied for a permit, which I had to deny because it didn't meet the county setback standards of 30 feet. It clearly infringed into that 30 feet, so we had to deny the permit. This was his only avenue forward, was to appeal that. I will say there was a porch there at one time, according to Mr. Lowe, but it had been demoed years and years ago. So if something was tore down or demoed and nature took its turn with it, it could be rebuilt in 24 months, but that horizon had long since passed. So,
Okay.
At this point, the possible actions by the board would be, I'll read this on page 2 here. A successful motion to approve this appeal would reverse the building commissioner's denial of the building permit, but he would still have to comply with all other regulations, so he'd still have to meet building code for his porch if you approve the appeal. A successful motion to deny the appeal would affirm the building commissioner's denial of the permit.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Is there, before we rule on this or discuss it, is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak to this item? Okay. I'm required to ask you to hold your hand. It's like a swearing in court. Okay, and I ask that everyone in attendance who intends to offer testimony, please rise and give the following affirmation. Do you swear or affirm that the information and answers you provide to this board tonight are true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief? Yes. Okay, you may be seated.
No, Mr. Butler said that he attached a picture about this appeal and about extra agendas. So we don't get to see it? Okay, I'm sorry, this is my first one. I didn't.
Here's the complete packet. I just pulled up the top one.
Okay. All right. If you're intending to speak, would you come to the podium? There's a pen and paper there. If you'd state your name and also write your name there. And would you also give us your address, sir?
He gets his feet, go ahead and have a seat. You get to do that.
Oh. He was talking about the permits.
Sir, would you go ahead and tell us your name? All this is being recorded.
James Lowe.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, please.
He was talking about not having a permit for the porch that we had put back on the house that was originally there. I have engineered letter from the inspection from the engineer. If you'd like to see it.
So that would be necessary after, so if you you overturn my denial, so if you approve his appeal, then he'll need that letter so he can issue the permit. So it kind of says that it meets building code is what that means.
Okay,
So he'll
that
still,
would be something that would come later, and that you would submit that to your office if I'm not.
That's fine.
Yes, correct.
that letter's taken place of a building inspection that we would do for building code.
Yes.
But the porch was originally built on the house when the house was built originally. And the porch ended up getting eat up with termites. So I had to remove the porch. I left a portion of it, but I had to tear all the wood part of it down. So at the time, I didn't have the money to put it back. I've been on disability since '07, and we've been trying to save material to put the addition back on. So we finally got to the point to where we could put the porch back on the house, and Sam, I had him tear down the rest of the original part before we got started on it. So somebody told me as long as you left part of the structure, you're still grandfathered in. I don't know what the law is on that, but the whole porch wasn't tore down. And it was actually a fire hazard because there was no way we could get in and out of the house, so.
Okay.
But
Is there anything else, Mr. Lowe?
I don't
That's
know.
just your reasoning for what happened?
Right. Well, the house was purchased when my father-in-law brought my wife home from the hospital the day she was born. And the house is going to my daughter now, and we're trying to fix it up for her. She just turned 18 and get it back in the state that it originally was.
Okay.
So, if there's any other questions, I mean, I can answer them for you, but.
Do you have any questions? Any questions? We don't have any questions right now, Mr. Lowe. Thank you.
Okay.
Someone else like to speak in favor of this?
Yeah, according to the
Your name, sir?
Sam Wilson,
Okay.
Welshan,
Yes, sir.
me and Jim's been friends for a long time. Of course, I knew his family, his father-in-law even longer, my entire life, that lived there at this address. But as I said, me and Jim's been friends, and I've been helping him with this addition, and will corroborate the fact that, he's been saving to do this for quite a while. And I can also say to the porch had been on that house for as long as I can remember. I've helped stack firewood on it until the structure came to a point you couldn't even enter in and out of the house, as he stated. And so finding the termites in it, when he found them, had to take part of the porch off. Now, the roof was left on for a long time on the house until that became a hazard too, so he'd taken it off, the foundation being still in. The concrete footers were still in the ground because it originally had a brick foundation, and that was all. It was a double, or actually a quadruple brick foundation laid out of old brick that was brought in from Alcoa Aluminum Companies. When they tore a bunch of that down, they used that too, and stuff from the old Veach May Wilsons. There was some of that processed lumber in there that the termites had got in and things. But I do know for a fact that just a few weeks ago that I finished taking out everything as far as that was above ground on the foundation. We loaded it up and hauled it off. And as he had enough money to get started doing a post frame construction rather than doing a masonry, but at that time decided to take out all the foundation, concrete and all, which I removed. Now, I heard reference made by Mr. Buckner that there had been years and years and years passed between the part that it was not years and years and years and years, probably 5 total from the time that the situation was deteriorating to the fact where he'd finally, through his tax returns and stuff, got enough money to do it correctly and get it back to a position where he could build on and get the house back up into condition to something that he could leave his daughter as an inheritance. Now, as far as the roof line and the footprint of the house never changed. It's not, we didn't encroach any more than what was, as I took the footers out, and as his engineering letter will show that when we installed the foundation back, that it was exceeded anything that would have been required by building code. Actually, it would have been more along the level of something commercial is what we installed back. And being just a post frame construction will be there for at least the next 100 years. And as I said, everything we did was beyond anything that would have been required in a building permit for it. Now, there was some confusion in that we would even need a building permit, as it was more along the line of a remodel than new construction, which it appears that we fell under that we were doing new construction, when in all truth, we were just rebuilding what was always there. It was just we building it back a little bit better than it. Build back and build better, basically is what we were doing. But I was the one that did the last of the demo on the project and did the first of what would have been, I felt and still do, just a remodel of what was there.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone else want to speak in favor of this?
Yeah, I will speak, but you just sworn me in, so you want to swear me in?
I will. Yeah, it's just do you swear or affirm that the information and answers you provide to this board tonight are true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Your name?
My name is Jessica Saxton. I'm not 100% sure what the case is here, so I'll be the first to admit that. Nonetheless, I do know what the Constitution says. And the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution says that no person should be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Now, just from gathering from the information that I just gathered, it seems like that there's some type of a zoning issue regarding blunt excavating. If we dig into blunt excavating, am I going to find contracts with the county where the county is paying blunt excavating? Because if so, that would be public property. That would be without just compensation for public property and use of public property. If it's dealing with the road, and there's an issue with zoning and the road, then that would also be, again, no property shall be taken for public use without just compensation. So if you are minimizing his property here,
Are you an attorney?
if you're minimizing his property here,
Are you
then
an
therefore
attorney?
you would have to provide just compensation in order for him to continue to use it.
Are you an attorney?
No, I'm not, sir.
Okay.
But I can read the law just as much as anybody else. And the Fifth Amendment and the Constitution of the United States still applies. So if you're going to take this portion of his property and make the rest of it inapplicable to its original portion of that property, then Blount County, Tennessee should be prepared to pay this man for every bit of that property that it's worth. Thank you so much.
Is that everyone? Anyone else? Is anyone here that would speak up in opposition to this? Okay, being none. Gentlemen? Do y'all have any questions? Do you have any questions? Board have any questions?
How big a lot is that?
I don't know if I have that in front of me.
At least 4 different things good. From the start, like trying and the parking lot, at least
No, it's just use.
What she's talking about, the minimization of the property is, I have a deed for my property that says I have a half acre.
Half,
One excavator bought the 38 acres beside me and had his property surveyed. And when they surveyed his property, they took an eighth of my property. My property was triangle, and when you measure the 337 feet of the road frontage, that makes my half acre and it gives me half the driveway. Well, now that they surveyed theirs, they say it's satellite image now. And with their survey from the satellite, I don't have my deed, my 338 feet or 337 feet, is not 337 feet anymore. It's like 300 feet. And that 37 feet, when on a triangle, is a lot of property. So now I had to dig up a septic tank, dad had the property surveyed when he bought it, but the surveyor, I guess, never came to the courthouse and registered the survey. So when I come up here to get the survey or the property layout, they give me a piece of paper, it looked like, they said my property never been, they don't have a record of my property. And I couldn't understand that, because I've been paying taxes on it for 20-some years. And they give me a piece of paper, it looked like a kindergarten kid had drawn something on a piece of paper, no measurements or nothing, and said, here, this is what we have on your property.
Well, my question was, how big a piece of property is this?
It's a half acre.
So how much depth do you have behind the house?
I couldn't even tell you.
Well, so if there's options here, in the front, you're getting into the setback. If you needed more room, there's room here if you had to, you could build that onto the backside.
Encroaching into the field line, we've already been told that we, basically, if he does anything, one way or the other, they're gonna condemn the property and take it. If Mr. Garner wants the property, we'll just go ahead and get that out in front of everybody knows it.
There was a mobile home that her brother lived in for years behind my house, and we purchased it all. There was a mobile home behind our property on the same half acre. We have 2 registered addresses, 2502, 2504, all on our deed. And it all has separate electric, separate water, 2 different addresses. And when I went, my daughter's getting ready to go to college, and I was trying to get her, I spent over $10,000 tearing the burnt mobile home down that her brother used to live in and hauling it off to where I could put another one in for my daughter. And trying to get the permits and everything to do that, I was shut down from the get-go. My septic tank was on part of their property, and when I talked to the county about it over the phone, they're like, well, you only have so much leach field, and if your leach field starts leaking and we can see it from the satellite or the sky, we're going to condemn your whole property and you won't have nowhere to live. And me being on disability, I struggled just to get by day to try to get her through college and keep the house satisfactory to live in. And like I said, I'm putting the porch back on, and now what used to be there, and now they're an issue that I might have to tear it down.
Hey, Cameron?
I've got $20,000 in this on putting this porch back in, and not counting the money that I had in the septic tanks and everything else. It'd be nice to get a win,
Okay,
you know?
okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Lake.
Cameron, I have a question. What property is the county taking? That's what was indicated. It said something to the line that the property is going to be taken by the county.
What was your question?
That was a question that was broached, that something about taking the property from someone, and I don't see where that was listed on here. I don't think it is.
I'm not aware of
Okay.
what that is.
Is there anything else, gentlemen?
So what date was the total destruction of the porch take place? When did it take place?
You have a receipt from when we bought the Sac Creek.
I have all the receipts from Home Depot.
We would have to look at the receipts to see when we bought the concrete, but we could give you that. We just didn't.
What's he asking?
When did
When was the complete destruction of the porch, when did it
we
take
pulled
place?
the foundation, when we pulled the concrete up and put in the dump trailers? That was before Christmas.
I think it was December.
Right before Christmas
Of which year?
this year.
This year.
Of 25? Of 2025?
Yes.
We've got pictures here of 2012 where the building was there. 2013, the building's gone. It's 2026 now.
You've had pictures, satellite pictures actually, of things at the property before that, because I bought the septic tank from him that he had to dig up and move. It was said that it was encroaching on on Mr. Garner's property.
There's a couple things here. We're fronting on if you're not fronting on a state road, that may be a little help, but you're fronting on a state road. State
I'm
roads are
sorry, I
going-
can't hear you. I've got,
You're fronting on a state road. State roads over time are going to widen. When it widens, it's going to get that much closer. So that would create problems later down the road. You got more room in the back here. If you had to expand, there's room to expand without having to put it back on the very front there. And it's been such a long time. It's not a good deal, but that's the way the thing's set up, and we try to apply it across.
about 5
Yeah.
years from the time that he started taking termite infested stuff off till, again, our confusion was the fact that it was a remodel and not new construction. And the fact is that we never, went any farther than what the footprint and actually your satellite images would bear this out. We never went any farther than encroached any more than what was already there.
Are you supposed to have permits for remodels?
Yeah, it just depends on what the remodel is, but I mean, that's more of a building code stuff. I mean, I can't speak to building codes that much.
And that's exactly what this matter is. It's more of a building code type thing, because he should be grandfathered in, because the original structure was not safe.
Sir, if you're going to speak, you need to be recognized and can speak up here. If you wish to do that, you're allowed to. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. But
Here's my observation. Is I've worked construction in Maryville, Joe, for 45 years. My entire life's been in excavation. And this is not about a footprint. This is about property acquisition. Mr. Garner wants the property, fine and dandy.
No, that's not right.
And so when we get right down to it, Jim would sell the property, given the fact that he would get a fair price. Now, I've been through this myself here recently, and I know how this works, is my property was taken because somebody else wanted it. I wasn't even allowed to live in a property that I was forced to pay taxes on for 5 years, and was trespassed multiple times for going to my property, and the confusion being that some officers would tell me I wasn't trespassing in my own bedroom, and then depending on what time of the month and who was on vacation, I was trespassing in my bedroom.
Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry, but we're getting off topic here, and
It's kind of
we
off
really need
because I
to stay
warned
within
you.
what we're here tonight to deal with. I appreciate your coming tonight and talking on behalf of
The
this issue.
citizens of Blount County,
I'm not going
because I told Jim, don't pursue this. Did I not? That this would only get worse.
to go ahead and do it.
Did I not tell you that? And it has, just as I said.
Gentlemen, if there's nothing else, folks, okay. I told you could. If you,
Thank you so much for your indulgence. Like I said, this is my first time here. I didn't swear in earlier. I just had that question about.
Do you
the big-
swear or affirm that the information and answers you provide to this board tonight are true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay, and your name?
My name is Brandon Ward.
Okay, there's a
Yep.
paper there for you to sign?
Yes.
And are you in favor of this?
As in the appeal, I'm still trying to catch up on the specifics here. That's why I had a couple questions. Is it just that he rebuilt a deck and now it's too close to the road, but where it used to be, it was there, or are we encroaching and actually taking property?
So
That was my biggest thing. So my apologies on that.
the original deck that was there was torn down in 2012, it was grandfathered in. It infringed into the setbacks too. I mean, the whole house is grandfathered in. It didn't meet building codes or anything, but it predates all of our regulations.
Right. I
So
understand.
when that porch was torn down, it could have been rebuilt if it was rebuilt within 24 months. But we're here because it wasn't rebuilt in 24 months, and they didn't start rebuilding it until December of last year. So basically, the grandfathered status of the original porch has gone away, and then
So where is the grandfathering
that's in the zoning regulation.
stuff in? Is that with Blount County codes? Because
Yeah.
I'm a contractor and I deal with codes a lot, and I've never had to endorse something like this. It's usually for a very new construction. I've never heard of a time limit of, oh, well, it was destroyed and he waited so many years. I mean, we don't know what's going on in other people's lives. I mean,
I understand.
So that should, because how long had it originally been there? So you're saying 2012 right now, correct? Is when the deck came down. So the deck was up until like 2012.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, and then for how long before that? And all of a sudden, 13 years later, 14 years later, we're like, oh, hey. I mean, that is.
I mean, I'm reading a rule book, and they have 24 months to rebuild it.
And when was that put in there, in their code?
2000, the year
2000.
In the year 2000?
Yes.
Okay. Right, because that should include just the foundation and other major structural components of that to have the 24-month. Because if it's a rebuild, it's a rebuild. As long as the foundation and everything's there and whatnot, and it's been there forever, it shouldn't have to be penalizing this guy. I mean, he rebuilt it to the position that it was, to my understanding right now, and I've not looked at all the facts. So, I mean, wouldn't you want to, if something happened to your house and you weren't able to handle it within 24 months, would you not want to still put your house back the way that you had it and not have to sit here and
That's why
something like this and court and all sorts of stuff? I mean, we're just wasting everybody's time and money. But thank you. I appreciate it. Go ahead, if you want.
That's why he has the avenue to appeal the denial of the permit.
Okay. Well, I mean, I totally
For
think that
for extenuating circumstances, he can appeal the denial of the permit, which is why we're here.
the permit should not be required. I mean, again, but that's just my opinion. I appreciate the council. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Okay.
Sir, was your hardship that you could not afford to build this? Yes. Is that what he, okay.
What's that, sir?
I asked, was your hardship the difficulty in paying for it? Was that what the problem was?
Yes, but I never tore the whole porch down. That's what I mean, we didn't tear it all down until December when I had Sam come up with the excavator and tear the rest of it out to where we could put put it back. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't completely tore down. The footprint was still there. It just, all the structure wasn't there. The wooden part, if I didn't tear it down, I wouldn't have a house to live in today because the termites would have eaten the whole thing up. And me being on disability, I didn't have $20,000 at the time to rebuild it at the time.
Did you check the house to make sure it doesn't have termites all over?
What's that?
Did you check to make sure there's not termites anyplace else?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had
That's a
gotten
safety
into some of the house, and I've treated it, and I've had to redo, I've had to fix. That's why I couldn't do the porch, because I've been having to fix the house. Because they got into the house as well, so I've pretty much gotten that. I just got done doing the I had to do the bathroom, I had to do the kitchen, and I just fell through her bedroom floor the other day and had to put all new floor joists and floor in it. But the termites are gone, but you can see the damage that they had left. So I've been working on it since December, and since we had to stop on the porch, I started fixing everything else for us, so. Which I didn't expect to fix that much, but every time you tear one thing out, then you have to tear 5 other things. So it's kind of spiraled down to a whole lot more than what I expected to begin with, but.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
And I do have pictures of the other stuff if you want to see that.
Gentlemen?
I make a motion, we support the findings of the planning commission and deny
Building official.
building commission. This is not the first time we've had these. It's sad, but based on what we've got in the codes and all, over the time frame, I make a move to deny it.
We have a motion to deny.
Can you second that? 'Cause I'm gonna vote against.
Okay, I'll second the motion to deny. We have a motion and a second.
So you are. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Sorry. I know I didn't come up to that.
Vote.
Now y'all can vote. A yes means you're denying it.
Yes means we're denying.
No. You have to have a unanimous decision.
You told me what you were gonna do.
And the motion failed. No, it has to be a unanimous decision with 3.
Okay,
We have to have a
motion failed.
unanimous decision on this one, so they're gonna have to redo another. So give us, I know that says motion passes, but that's not correct.
They have to have a unanimous decision.
So we'll give them again, no?
Wait a minute. Yes, Mr. Buckner, would you please explain for everyone here that what the
Let me read that.
result of this motion, of it not
Says
passing?
the board shall act on the appeal within 60 days of the hearing, unless the applicant requests an extension of time. So to my knowledge, if you don't come to a unanimous decision one way or the other, then he gets to keep the porch.
He gets to keep the porch if we don't have a unanimous decision, one way or
Yeah,
the
so
other.
basically his application for appeal is by default approved since you don't agree on it.
Okay. Gentlemen,
You guys want to make another motion?
just one, yeah.
You have to do a roll.
Well, there's only the 3 of us, and we either have to be unanimous or it passes. So do we have a motion?
To do what? Pass it?
Yeah.
Yeah, do we have a motion to pass it?
Approve it.
To approve it?
I think under the circumstances of the hardship, I think I would accept and approve the variance.
Approve the appeal.
Approve the appeal.
Approve the appeal.
Approve the appeal, yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Now, if I don't approve of it, it'll come back again to where we've got more commissioners here to vote next time?
No, this is it.
This is it. It doesn't go anywhere. I'd also like to add under section 11.6F5, it specifically talks about what we can grant for variances and hardships and things like that. Six, 11.6F5. Everybody vote.
Yes, we're all voting.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Motion's passed with unanimous vote. You get to keep your porch, I believe.
The appeal was approved.
At least
Tell it-
for now. The appeal was approved, so for now.
Now, we can adjourn.
They also need to make sure the next appeal comes under all the specifications for the building permit.
Yes.
Make sure you get all your building permits and everything and permission and inspections.
Yes. Yes.
Adjourn.
Gentlemen, we have any more business?
I think none.
I think we are adjourned then.
Make a motion, we adjourn? You second this?
Second?
Okay.
Second.